Right, you're welcome back. TVC Breakfast, the show begins in earnest. Our discussions begin right away. Now, the House of Reps has urged the federal government to declare a state of emergency on the dilapidated federal roads in the country.
Absolutely. Well, this came under a motion moved by House member Segun Adekola, who noted that the budgetary allocations for rehabilitation of roads are usually less than 4 to 5%, which hardly scratched the surface in addressing the road infrastructure, the deficit, of course, which in 2015 was estimated at 2 trillion naira.
And he further observed that the zero budgeting system being implemented by the government is hampering effective maintenance and construction of roads in the country.
The House is concerned by the absence of public-private partnership scheme and the failure of successive administrations to prioritize road construction and maintenance, shows that practically all federal roads, like Owo Ikare Kaba, Ikare Omu Kaba, Ekiti Kaba, Ipele Kaba, Ishua, Ibilo, Okene, Okene Obajana, Abuja Lokoja Okene, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Okigwe, Umaya, Enugu, Oka Onisha, etc. at various states of despair.
That's the situation of Nigeria, federal roads in the country.
It is a very disturbing one at that. Now we have the President, Citizens Liberation Advocacy Initiative at Debola Adenijiadele. Good morning and thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Nigerians.
Yes, okay, let's just begin this way. There's this call by the House of Reps that the federal government should declare a state of emergency on the federal roads. Yeah. Is it the way to go?
In fact, it's long overdue. Okay. I can tell you that because since the beginning of this section, which is 18 years ago, probably, let's say 1999, initially, those are the first thing they asked us, they wanted to do to us, that infrastructure, road will be there. 18 years ago. But these people, I can see that the National Assembly have woke up from their slumber by even realizing that probably maybe they are going to be the next person to die on this road. Because if you are looking at Chagam Akure, as the Honorable Man have just said, yes, they are dead roads. And he made mentions of Obajana and made mention of Chagam Akure or a road. Please, I'm begging Nigeria, if you don't know that road very clearly, don't pass there in the night, because you are risking your life. Because I look at Ibadan Expressway, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, that has been done since 1976, almost 41 years ago. And it's what we are still plying today. And tell me, if somebody, or you can ask all those road safety people who are in charge of those roads to tell us that in so years we see so accident, you think it's us, it's the road that causes us some, not even the mechanic engine.
And the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road has been described as the busiest road in Africa.
It is.
And it connects the west with the
I
other
can
parts
tell
of the
you
country.
today, as I do normally travel, when my road is passing that area, I always cry, because you don't know the deep depths of where you are going. What are you going to meet immediately? And likewise, you journalists, how you are traveling every morning, and every day you see those roads. In fact, it's an eyesore. See, it is not only the Southwest, because I can see the senators wanted to be selfish enough that there are some other roads. Probably he has crammed it together and said federal roads. Yes. That's why we, as an organization all over Nigeria, are agitating for this restructuring. Our restructuring brings down that devolutions of power. My dear sister, if you could not look at it very clearly, when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, you see that we are having two political parties who are running. We have the PDP and we have the ACN or AD at that time. You will see some short roads. They are supposed to be taken care of by the Lagos State. It belongs to the federal government. What is it there? You see a very big board. Please, we are very sorry. This road belongs to the federal government.
Yeah, let me come in here, because politics somehow plays a role in whether a road is constructed or not in Nigeria at this moment. When you talk about federal roads, state governments are already talking to the federal government that it should see the roads to them to construct and take care of anyway. But then going back to what you just said,
Yes.
some states have suffered in the past because the political party the governor belongs to, they didn't align with that at the center. So the situation Nigeria is at the moment, is it more political, really, when you talk about the problem?
It might be, it might be. Did you know that Airport Road, which is going to end beautifully by 10 lane by December next year.
That is the Lagos Airport.
Airport Road.
Yeah.
Is in 2 lane now. Did you know a lot of fight by Lagos State fighting the federal government before that letter could be a sanction to go and do it? You know, it now boils down to trust. The president did not trust some governors. Write it down. They are watching me this morning. Some governors did not trust their local government chairman. Likewise, people who surrendered them, who they put there as an appointee, did not trust them.
Is it really about trust, or should
it
systems be in place to ensure that, look, if it's your responsibility to do, just do it, whether you're the federal, state, or local government?
I don't have to trust you to do it.
Yeah, I don't have to trust you.
You need to trust them. I'm going to a point. I'm going to a point.
Yeah.
There are some federal roads that Lagos State has done here, which apply for the fund they used to do it because it belongs to the federal government.
Yes.
They now begin to make a process to come and quantify it, to take the paper to so place. That no. You have finished it, yes, you have seen that you have done it, but this road should not supposed to be so much like this.
Osun State too experienced the same.
Okay? So it's because the trust of how much I spend is not there. Cause that we will not do, because we know if you do it, we will not receive a fund. Look at Kudirat Abiola Way when Tinubu was there. If you look at that road before, it's inside deep in Lagos. This is Secretariat, this is Ikeja, the capital. And what happened? If that did not take it as home, that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did it, look at it today. Lifespan, the people are still enjoying that road till tomorrow. Now, we want that devolution of power to the state. And this state also should leave it to the local governments too, because those roads are the roads that you are using to campaign to Nigerians. I've not seen one, except the little one of they have done before, which is we lost continuity. The continuity in governance make all those roads to be there. Did you hear this money? Almost 12 trillion they are spent for the abandoned project in this country. Yeah. So it is because there's no continuity. I didn't mean that it is not as hook as it is. They could have not continued.
All right, so beyond all of this, what you've just stated, what about the contracts that were given out over the years? Of course, the House of Reps is saying that the government should go back and review contracts as far back as 2007. One would even think that it should go beyond 2007 to find out how much really was, released to contractors, why did they not do the jobs, and the quality of jobs they did, and all of that.
I was saying it because it's part of their job oversight functions. They should not go back to 2007. They should go back to 1999 when Obasanjo was there. You know, it was so ethnic to Nigerians. One day, they began to sow Obasanjo a pure water when he was going to water. Lagos Abeokuta Express Road. My dear sister, it is an eyesore. If you are saying that you are zoning to Nigerian, that our local, it is we, you have given you a president for the Southwest for 8 years, and the road within the Southwest of that 8 years was not done, useless zoning. What are you zoning here?
In fact, the federal road going to that state is the deplorable situation at the moment. Go from Ifo to Abeokuta side.
My dear sister,
it's terrible.
No, it is.
That portion of the road.
Did you know that it's from Ogun State, that garage of Ogun State to Mushin? From that far away Ogun State of Lafenwa, that roundabout to Mushin belong to the federal government. Then you would think that Lagos State will be looking from Ikeja, Oshodi, to Mushin will be looking at it as deplorable as that. Look at what happened at this Alolo and when you are going to one station, Repower whatsoever. Yes. This Alagbado side. Alagbado. Oh my goodness. If your car did not have light in the night, I'm very sorry.
So in other words, there are too many roads that one can even begin.
I can't see one.
The list is totally endless. So what is the way to go now?
The way to go now is what they are saying now.
Declare a state of emergency?
Oh, my beautiful one. It's a good one. And they should be sincere with it. Let them go back to 1999 and see all those contracts they have been giving out after their... Don't you see what happened in Bayelsa State? Just Dixon. Just make sure that he did the road for an area that they have not seen car for 41 years. Begin to dance and jubilate.
And that is another issue.
It is not another issue.
Yes, Osun State too, many condemned the actions of the governor when he started constructing roads in Osun State as well, that for a state that is not industrialized, and then the governor was spending so much on road infrastructure. But let's look at the suggestion the lawmaker made, and that's what many analysts have been saying, that it is not necessary for the government to be spending a lot of money on road infrastructure or any other infrastructure as that. But let the government engage in public-private sector partnership. For example, on road infrastructure, put toll gates there. Then you can use that money to even maintain the roads.
You see, that is where I'm going. Our organization, as you said, you made mention of, I don't want to make mention, probably maybe I'm going to advertise my NGO, no. But did you know that that is now, we are sitting down how to see what is going to happen. We have been asleep before. We always receive the sugar-coated when all these politicians tell us that probably maybe when they tell us, we know that everything is going to be okay. As you said now, I will give you one example. As we are going, there is one road in Nigeria today. I will not mention the place. Did you know that?
I think you should. I mean, since we're talking about roads.
That road is in Ogun State.
Yes.
The community that attached to that road is 32 communities. That one road, you see their villages, and that is only one road they took to carry their goods to the market.
Self-help.
Yes, now. And we are saying now that agriculture, when you farm somewhere, and you wanted to carry whatever you farmed to the market, and there's no road. Now, you will see what the taxi people, the Ajegboro people, will charge you because that road is not good. You bring that market, you bring that goods to the market.
And now it seems that it's because the railway system in Nigeria is not even at optimal performance. That is why all this
You took it right out of my mouth, Azizat. I was going to talk about, you know, the pressure on the roads. Let's even assume that all the roads are fixed. You know, we've spent all the money and they're the way they should be in terms of quality and all of that. Within a very short time, if we continue to focus so much on roads and abandoning the most important aspect of transportation, which is rail, we'll still come back to square one.
Especially to convey
heavy
products.
Goods.
That's why we are saying,
look at their Papa you know,
road. Shabi, they have given that place to 3 people now to do it as a social responsibility something. That's why I said, I'm sorry to use this language, but I will minimize myself, that our leaders are visionless. Okay? Before, when I was in the school, I could tell you initially that I used railway from Ogun State to Lagos State at the rate of how much? 2 naira. Okay? And comfortably enough. Comfortably enough. And they now begin to derail and shift out of what you just said now.
Yeah.
That all this oil we are talking about today, they are using train to take them to all the various areas. Use train to carry all the goods. We are thinking that
the agricultural produce.
Oh,
and
my
all
dear
of that.
brother, my dear sister. So that is where they derail a little. Now, if they now bring in rail down to fix it now, I think they're right. I can see, you will see the Fulham people that will face railway when the Lagos-Ibadan railway finished now. You will see what.
And that is interstate rail.
Yes,
what about
from
intrastate, which is within? Like you have in other climes where you have light rail system. Of course, Lagos State, for example, we've been talking about light rail forever, and the construction just continues. Cross River is there. River State too. Of course, the present Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, I know he did you know, quite a lot in the area of rail, but that it didn't really see the light of day.
A lot is happening on paper.
So much is happening on paper, but nothing really happening.
What I learned here.
Yes. My point, I was even trying to come to the issue of, take Lagos State, for example. You have dedicated roads to BRT, the bus rapid transport, and all of that. And one just imagines, what if we actually invested or, dedicated those tracks for rail, how much it will solve the problem of
intra-city
transportation on one hand, and of course the state of roads on the other hand.
You see, when we are talking of transportation, it brings in us to see it as transport that carry humans and transport that carry goods.
Yes.
Because there's no way you are going to do it. It goes together. Okay? But Lagos State have done well by having that for probably individual, and it is to extend that those who are coming from the various villages, Ekpe, Badagriazis, and Ibejuleki, in fact, if not as much as they are building here now, Ikorodu here, that where you will see people, farms mostly every day, and to bring their goods to the market in the town, very difficult. Yeah. There is one road in Ikorodu here that links this Shagam getting to Bini area. Oh, no. I said, Ogijo, God bless you. I look at it and people are voting here. Voting for who? Voting for people to govern them for almost 18 years, and this place is like this.
And speaking of Ikorodu, I'm reminded of a place called Oriokuta. And it's like they want that place to just remain Oriokuta. Not motorable. Oriokuta, of course, means...
to live true to its name.
On the rock.
On the rock.
Okay. So there are no plans for those people to actually own cars because there are no roads for them to ply the cars anyhow. So how do we solve the problem of deplorable state of roads in Nigeria?
Now, I just want the ministers to put on the thinking cap and look at it holistically. As we are saying now, how can we get out of this? And if this is too phenomenal, because I can see Dr. Fayemi openly speaking out that Ajaokuta is too big for us. My dear sister, my dear brother, we cannot continue. Let's
but there's still this issue of about 30% budget implementation almost every year. So if money is not released, really, how will the country grow?
You see, what we are using to construct road, you cannot use to compare it with. Is it not because of money that make the people who contract this Lagos-Ibadan Expressway with for and pack out their business on the way, in which, because there's no money enough for them, that's why they keep out of the place. But what I'm saying is that, are we honest with our budgeting in this country? That if you are budgeting and you make the expectations of Nigeria so high that in so time, so thing will happen. In so time, so thing will happen.
After even delaying the approval of the budget in the first place.
I'm telling you, and at the end of the day, we see nothing. So people will provoke. People will not happy. Because we are thinking and we are calling, this is our money. It's not anybody's money. It is our money. So far you are a Nigerian and you are citizens of this country, that money belongs to all of us.
Of course, transportation is one of the pillars of development of any country. Thank you very much for your analysis at this time. Adebola Adeniji Adele, the President of Citizens Liberation Advocacy Initiative. Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, stay with us. We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, it will be time for the next discussion. So, then.